Hi YouTube, welcome back to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to do this half face sugar skull. So starting off with a white base, get your sponge nice and wet, and we're going to stipple on white paint just over half of the face. Next we're going to do some shading with a lilac paint. We're actually going to shade with two different colours, but to start off with we're going to use lilac, so it's a soft transition. So just cutting out some cheekbones here, some contouring to make it look kind of haunted and skeletal like. So going up around the hairline and then using the other side of the sponge to blend in, and the more time you spend blending this, the better it will look. Next we're going in with a dark blue navy colour, being very careful with this, and just tiny amounts of paint being laid down, and blend. I've actually used the same sponge here so that the colours blend together even better, and it's got a hint of that purple in as I'm blending. Up again around the hairline. I'm actually covering a smaller space with this colour so that you can still see a bit of the purple, and it helps to blend out into that white. Going around the chin to cut out and to kind of carve out the shape of the face, and just keep blending until you're happy with it. So next we're going to colour in the eye socket in black. So I'm just using a round brush for precision here, and we're going to do the best circle that we can and then colour it in after. We're just going to colour that in. You can switch to a bigger brush, which would probably be quicker, but I didn't want to get black on another one of my brushes, so I just went in with this one. Just make sure your paint is not too runny, because no one wants black paint in their eye. Next we're going to add on the nose, so it's just a triangle shape, and down the nostril and up onto a point. And then we're going to colour in half of our lips in black and extend the smile right up the side of the face, using squiggly thick to thin motions. So next we're going to do the petals around the eye socket, and this is going to be the centerpiece of our design. I'm actually going to use, I think I used 5 different colours. They're all metallic paints, and they're all kind of jewel tone colours. So the first one here is kind of a pink colour. This one's by FAB, I believe, but I'll list it all down in the description box, the exact colours that I used. I used a Filbert brush because it pretty much does all the work for you, and just laid it down to create this shape. And nice blue, metallic blue. This one's from FAB. And just remember the order that you're laying them down in, so that you haven't got 2 colours the same next to each other. Went in with a metallic orange. So just laying the brush down, make sure it's properly loaded, and if it is, then the brush will do the work for you, as I said. And a metallic green. I tried to keep them in the same order, but don't stress too much if they're not, because up around the inner corner of my eye I switched it up a bit because I had too much room there, but just play it by ear. You don't have to use as many colours either. If you've got a long queue, or you're doing a paper face or something like that, you can just use like 2 colours and it will be done a lot quicker than this. This is one of my favourite colours. I think it's Magenta Shimmer by FAB, so I had to get this one out. It's one of my favourites. Just finishing off that last gap with some of the colours. And that's that done. So So next we're going to do the cobwebs on the head. So I switched to a small brush here. This is a number 2, I believe. And just to take your time with this, just a thin teardrop down the centre. And then I've done them kind of fanning out. And on the third one we're going to do a swirl. So as I said, take your time and just make sure that they're all going into the same focal point, which at this point is in between my eyebrows. And then we're going to join them up with our cobwebs to nice thin lines with this one. Even though it's quite a scary masculine design, you do want it to look quite dainty and feminine. And then we're going to use a dry brush to blend those out. So just bring that black down a tiny bit, which adds a bit of interest and some shading. I decided to extend those teardrops up a little bit and add another line because I like things in threes. I just think it looks better. 3s or 5s, always odd numbers. And then just blending those ones down as well to match. It's a very subtle, quick step. I think it adds a lot to the design. Since we're going to draw some stitches onto the mouth, again the same brush, number 2, and just really thin, light lines. And we're just going to do a really light squiggle down the middle. So it's almost like the face has been smashed in half and half of it has fallen off. And then some stitches. So just adding some details now. I decided to put some dots in the middle of the petals, just to add a bit more interest again to the design. And just some outward flicks, kind of like a henna inspired feel to it. Again, drawing more focus to the eyes. Next we're going in with some white details, so I decided to add some white spots just to break up that black a little bit. And then with the same brush, which is a number 2 again I believe, and we're going to add some highlights to those stitches, bring them to life a little bit. And also to our cobwebs to make them, the black really pop out. And that's it guys, that's the design finished. I hope you like this one. I really like the colours, and this is the first sugar skull that I've done, so I'm quite pleased with it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my weekly videos, and click on either of the links to watch another one of my videos if you've got a bit of spare time on your hands. Thanks very much for watching, bye!